hope all is well and you're hanging in there by the grace of God. How are you doing? How are you doing? I hope you are devoting some time to get some balance. I had to take a little break from YouTubing it, from a lot of things. Sometimes you have to take a step back when you feel like it's too much going on at one time. And when I took a little break from, well, YouTube is social media too nowadays, because I don't have all these other um, platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't even frequent those places, and I have stopped my accounts on those because those are just some dark places that just wasn't helping my mind. But when I took my break, I noticed I felt cleansed. Ooh, you know what that means? The internet is dirty work. It's nasty work. It's too much going on the internet. Divine separation is here. I suggest you flow with God's plan. The split is real, the separation is real, the struggle is real, the spiritual war is real, but God is realer. Yeshua is realer. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, because greater is the one within you than the one in the world. Let the world tell it. That's a lie. The father of lies wants you to believe that it's a lie. And it's so loud in this era, in this age. I pity the fool who don't know the truth. The enemy is feeding off folks' bitterness, illness, and unforgiveness. And there are dark powers that be that want you to believe there is no God. That wants to control your mind. That wants to tell you what to do. And these dark forces, dark powers that be, are in control of your president, are in control of these hospitals, in control of schools, in control of the government, in control of the politicians, in control of the people on this land. High to low, rich and poor are feeling it right now. The enemy is feeding off folks' bitterness, illness, and unforgiveness. I'm at the point in my life where creating with infinite intelligence, creating with the Creator, is a priority. And not any devil or demon alive is going to get in between that. The weapon will form, but it will not prosper. No weapon formed against you or me shall prosper. Because to be creative and productive in this era, in this day, in this age, is a divine spirit reality. Many are following their own will, following their own way. They want to be little gods on the earth. And not even intentional or living on purpose. And when you're intentional and living on purpose, you're following God's will and purpose for your life. Because I noticed when I was following my funky fleshly desires, it wasn't fruitful or bountiful. It was a hot, pretty mess. And the only one, and the only way, and the only truth, and the only life that brought me up out of it is when the Creator sent His Son, Yeshua. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they may have life, that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. When I got in line, when I got my right mind, When I got in my rightful position, I had to remember this. And I have to practice it on the daily. I have to put in a conscious effort to be devoted with communing and talking with the Most High. Because that's why I still have my safety, my sanity, my security. That's where you're going to find your safety, your sanity, and security when you seek refuge in the Most High. Living in the ATL, it's been a humbling learning experience for me. It really has. This is totally different from where I grew up at. And it can be a culture shock at times. But I know why. Nothing is coincidence with the Most High. I know why I was placed here. The Most High is placing a lot of you in dark places and you don't understand it and you questioning it. And the only thing you can do when you're feeling distressed by all the nonsense that may be going on in your life, be still and know that I am God. You know, there's a bigger picture, perspective with be still and know that I am God. Because I notice when I am still, when I choose to collect myself and be calm, cool, and collected under the shadow of the Almighty, oh, your steps will be ordered. You will hear the guidance and instructions, the divine instructions, and that's needed in this time, in this day, in this era and age, because there's so much just coming towards us. And all you can do is surrender and flow with God's plan. Don't buck up against the current, because that's when you're going that's when you want to go up against yourself and what God has for you. But this city is filled with so much greed and lust. I've witnessed black professionals going against their own kind, going against humanity, because money and materialism is their God. I've experienced it with the therapist in the ATL. I've experienced it with the landlord in the ATL. I've experienced it with the realtors in the ATL. Been feeling spiritually attacked in some type of way, persecuted. You may be feeling spiritually attacked and persecuted. Honey, this is the day. I kept hearing, this is it. This is it. This is it. What that mean? Oh, I like spirit. What that mean? It's been quiet for a minute. It's the quiet for the storm. Ever since I've been asking what that mean, this is it. You better be ready. You better be prepared in mind, body, and spirit for what's coming. I know the famine is coming. The food shortages are coming. But I heard the Lord say you will be fed in the famine. So I'm going to trust and believe that. I know the natural disasters, more of that is coming. I know mass death is coming. I know these plagues are coming. Kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation, races against races. Mm, mm, mm. Matthew 24, just playing out over and over again. Yeah, but it's been disappointing and disgraceful. And I've had to grieve that. To know that it be your own kind kicking you while you down. And I hear some black people talking about uniting just within our own race to combat this racism. But I don't see us mobilizing like back in the day for civil or human rights. I know it's some, but I don't see many of those that are talking about doing this. I don't see them looking at themselves in the mirror. The power and authority of the Most High is not upon them, because if the power and authority was really upon you, within you, You will look at yourself in the mirror first. You will see your own kind killing, stealing, and destroying each other. And I have to keep talking about this because the Spirit wants me to keep speaking about it. I am. I will support my black people. I will support black businesses. I will support black movements when I see the Spirit of God involved in it. That's the only way. That's the only way I can do it. I cannot live a lie. I cannot turn a blind eye to us killing and stealing and destroying each other. We know about the enemy. We know about what's going on the outside of us. But listen, it's time to do better. It's time to be better. It's too many in this race that desire to be like their oppressors. That's why I don't see us mobilizing or getting together like back in the day. And even when back in the day when black folks were organizing and mobilizing and marching, it was other races in the midst supporting. And the Most High encourages that. Humanity is interconnected. What's being separated right now, the divine separation is what is in the spirit. Are you an evil spirit or are you a godly spirit? It's too many. They want to be like their oppressors on this earth. Want to be like their slave masters. So the coming together will not even be organic or authentic. They have turned their back on the Most High. Disobedient, rebellious, stiff-necked people. I could talk about my own, okay? Yeah, I can. I could talk about them YNs too. Yeah, I could put my 2 piece in it. I could put my opinion on it. Because I'm going through it with this race. Disobedient, rebellious, stiff-necked people. History keeps repeating itself because you ain't learning nothing, partner. Divine intervention is going to be the only way people will awaken to the truth. These dark powers that be, these dark, shadowy entities that work, you don't even know their name. You ain't never seen their face. They want you divided. Divided, you fall. They want to cause division. They want to cause confusion, cause deception, cause delusion. Mind control. The battlefield is the mind. Don't it always start in the mind for you? Them thoughts are not your thoughts. Your ways are not your ways. It's time to start reviewing the darkness on the inside of you. Many folks are thinking they following the Most High God, the Creator, and no, they listening to Satan. Leading them right into the pits of hell. Divine intervention is the only way people will awaken to the truth. And that kind of power and authority will shake them to the core. It's happening in the current events. And it's going to get hotter on this earth. It's April, and in this state of Georgia, it's in the 80s. And April is supposed to be, what is it? April showers bring May flowers. It's supposed to be raining a lot. But why are we going through a drought right now? It ain't too much rain going on in my way. I haven't seen too much rain. And then when I had went outside, I was just sweeping off the porch. And when I came back inside, My throat felt like it was closing up. I kept sneezing, and then I had a burning sensation like in my chest and throat area. I was like, this feel like more than pollen that's in the air. I'm telling you right now, I have learned so much now. My eyes are fully, my spirit is fully awakened to where I can see these shadowy, dark powers that be are trying to kill us in every which way, through food, through air, through water, through social media, through TV, through music. These are soulless beings. Human beings ain't the only beings on this earth. But I'm still here. I'm still here by the grace and glory of my God. You better recognize I'm not a victim, and I know how to move forward. Thank God. And I'm so glad I know how to move forward. I'm so glad I'm not sitting here being bitter about what somebody did to me yesterday or a few years ago or 10 years ago or 20 years ago. I don't, I don't have time for that. That means I have evolved. And when you see other people who are walking in forgiveness, they are evolving. They are growing up. To forgive is divine. It's a fight for your life to not keep that poison in you, to be cleansed and purified from the inside out, to have a right mind. Now, I don't trust. I'm at the point right now. I used to be so green. I used to be so trusting. I used to be so naive, so gullible. Now I be looking at folks side eye like, that discernment, and it ain't paranoia. It's discernment. Cause now you're gonna have to see who all up in your space. I don't trust nobody right now. I had what was it? A delivery driver had, oh, Instacart delivery driver had, she had gave like some cookies, and it had a little note on there that said thank you. I couldn't eat those things. I said thank the child, Lord. I thank the child for being so kind, but I don't know what's in no darn cookies. I'm trusting my gut on everything. That's how I'm moving right now. I don't eat from everybody no more, even in the family. Because I don't know if you got your dog, your cat, or your nasty hands. Let me stop, y'all. Let me get back to the message. Trust your discernment in this age. I kept hearing spirit said this is it. I know folks are not listening, not loving, not learning. You know, when you forewarn them so they can be forearmed. We've been hearing that since the dark ages about Jesus coming. Let me stop, y'all. That's what they say. And you're going to keep hearing it, because you are cared for. Won't you show some respect and reverence for the Most High who cares for you? Nope. They gone. Forgiveness is a superpower. Like I said, I'm not a victim, and I know how to move forward. Thank God. I got the victory. You got the victory, because Yeshua has already overcome the world. You better recognize. I have to remember that when I'm overwhelmed. You have to remember that when you're overwhelmed. Like I said, forgiveness is a superpower. Holding grudges and harboring resentment is a waste of time and energy. I've experienced more choices and freedoms than my mother, grandmother, and great mother have in their lifetimes as women. This is the legacy that I'm leaving behind, because they laid the groundwork for me to be rich in spirit and truth, for me to know God, for me to know Yeshua. That's the only way you're going to endure until the end. We're supposed to honor our ancestors by walking with God, by trusting God, by believing Yeshua died and rose on the third day through Christ. We're supposed to represent the nature and character of our Maker with integrity, dignity, and divinity. I'm seeing too many folks out here breaking the laws of God. And love is law, but also correction. Watch your conduct, Negro. That's what my dad used to say. And that's what many need to be doing right now. Their behavior, watching their behavior, watching their deeds. Now, that don't get you up in heaven. I'm telling you right now, can you just believe? Can you just believe in Christ, in Jesus Christ? That's what the world know him by. Can you keep the faith? Can you have the faith of a mustard seed that will move that mountain, whatever you may be going through? As I encourage you, I encourage myself. As I minister to you, I minister to myself, because I have been feeling down sometimes, but I refuse to stay there. That's how much I've changed. I don't go on days and days and days and, feeling pitiful, feeling sorrowful, feeling low, 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 low. Because that's what the enemy wants. The enemy feed off your fear, worries, and doubts. When I practice communing and talking to God, I keep my sanity. There is safety and security. And all the glory belongs to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. People walking around here thinking they doing stuff by their own strength. When that breath was blown into you, you have a living life. Whoever brought you into this world can take you out of this world. And folks so caught up in this occultic, this demonic way of living. Oh my goodness. The only way you're going to be sheltered, the only way you're going to be covered, the only way you're going to be shielded from the harms and horrors of this world is seeking shelter under the shadow of the Most High, of the Almighty One. And I'm going to say this again. We are to represent the nature and character of our Maker with integrity, dignity, and divinity. The goal is for you to return home whole. That's why you got to flow with the divine plan. The divine is control. The divine already knew what was going to go down in this day. I already know what you're thinking. I already know how you're moving. I already know how you're living. I already know what you're doing before you even do it. Many don't believe in that type of power and authority upon them, within them. Greater is the one within you than the one in this stinking evil world. Black people need to focus on resting and healing in this present day. Return to God. They know who you are. That's why you've been persecuted all the time. But now too many of y'all, if I can't beat them, I'ma join them. Now you wilding out like them, acting evil like them, pedophiliacs like them, predators like them, haters like them, slave masters like them, gaslighters like them, naysayers like them. And then you go around here talking about a black Jesus. And you don't even represent Christ on this earth. I'm just telling the truth. I ain't sweeping it under the rug anymore. People want to be quiet when it comes to telling the truth. How you killing your own kind, how you stealing from your own kind, how you destroying your own kind and yourself. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Self-destruction. All the nations, all the races, all the nationalities. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. We're supposed to be resting and healing in this present day. That's for anyone in humanity. But with my people, we really need to settle down and get some healing and recovery and restoration. The goal is for you to return home whole. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to return to the Almighty One. Now, you can only be awakened with the Spirit of God to see that there is an attack on the human race. And you know, a lot of people be one like, that conspiracy. Who is they? That's conspiracy theory. No, it's prophecy, honey. What you see ain't always what it is. I mean, on this natural, on this physical. It's big things popping in the spiritual. And I heard this is it. It's over. If you choosing to be in a lane of devilish ways, then so be it. If you choosing to be a lane of walking with God, choosing God on the daily, representing Christ, not afraid to say out loud, I believe in Christ. Christ has risen. But you talk about that Christ conscious. And Christ is so much more. That rod and staff, they comfort you. When you really lean into the center of the Most High will, and you don't lean not to your own understanding, that carnal mindset getting a lot of folks in trouble, getting a lot of folks killed, getting a lot of folks destroyed. And there is a demonic lust entity prowling about, seeking whom to devour. If you lack self-control and discipline, it's going to cause a lot of trouble and diseases. And diseases are just dis-ease. You uneasy on the inside. You're imbalanced on the inside. And the only one that can correct that, can make that right, can make that well, can heal is Christ. Now, divine separation is here. You are charged to flow with God's plan. Make that a duty in your dedication and devotion on the daily, and you're going to be all right. I hope this message encourages you, edifies you, and enlightens you to the truth. Because many are rejecting truth. Many are rejecting the Spirit of God. And some are deceived to think that they have a relationship with God. But no, you have that religion. And that religion can come into many sects. Even satanic. These false brotherhoods and sisterhoods, and I mean these covens, these cliques, these clubs, these cults are not of God. I don't know, it's too many thinking they're going to get into a holy place when they are not even whole on the inside. Work on your central nervous system. Because what I'm learning now too is I got to choose peace. I got to choose not to be triggered. I got to choose not to respond and react. Because, you know, my nervous system frayed. And I know your nervous system may be frayed too. Fried. and afraid. Trauma. Been surviving since the day you've been born. Can you just rest in God? And rest is restoration, elevation, transformation, salvation. Can you that's the rest I'm talking about. Restoration, elevation, salvation, and transformation. And you can only gain that when you walk and talk in the way of the Most High. This is it, y'all. And I'm just telling you the truth. Don't shoot the messenger. A lot of folks don't really see what's coming. They don't think. I mean, if you don't see, I pity the fool who are not listening to the Most High, who are not trusting the Most High, and especially I pity the ones who have messengers in their families, in their friendships, at their workplace, trying to get you on the straight and narrow, trying to get you in your rightful position, trying to help you stay in your lane. Because we ain't the only beings on this earth. And you're going to see some more stuff that's going on. And it ain't going to be pretty. But it will be the best of times and worst of times. This is it. I keep hearing, y'all remember that restaurant in ATL? Some of y'all probably listening. That's a restaurant called This Is It. That's how it kept coming through my spirit. This is it. The Most High can be playful too. Ooh, some things coming people are not prepared or ready for. And then I be seeing, I know you're supposed to be preparing like in material, stocking your resources too, but everybody ain't got the money to do that. So I just say, trust in the Most High and you will be fed during the famine. Because when I see people stockpiling like foods and other resources and toilet tissue and all that stuff, what if you are commanded or ran off from your home, then all that stuff left there? Because we going in some times where people know you got all that and they don't like you, and there's this bitterness, this envy, this jealousy, this hate, this anger, this fear, this doubt, this worry. If that's swirling all up in them and they see you got all this stuff, and really you're supposed to be sharing it with your neighbor, you're supposed to be helping your neighbor with all that. It shouldn't just be for you and yours. That's the whole point. I'm at the point, people ain't got it all together. They don't. They think this earth is all it is, and they will hold on to the world for their dear life. And then if somebody come and just take over your home and take over your stockpile of resources, what you gonna do? You wasn't prepared in the spirit. Cause that's what you should be prepared for first and foremost. Okay. Alright, good people. I'm heading out. And I get you on the next go round. I'm keeping you all lifted up in my high thoughts and prayers. Be safe out here in these stripes. And you gonna be alright. Love you. Peace.